The next thing I have on the list here is sharing with the client or participant that you had some kind of vision or telepathic understanding of something about their experience, their history, their lineage, etc.
Yeah, I mean, this is not just common to I would say to ayahuasca, but in general to any sort of once I went, I myself have a sort of ambivalent relationship to things like tarot readings, the horoscope, and etc. But I'm still a consumer of these things. I find it useful, even though I'm not sure if I fully believe it. But I'm still a consumer. So one time I went and I had my astral chart, and I got a card reading. I was in a difficult moment of my life, and I figured any might be interesting enough. And this was a very special. It was a woman. It was a very, very sort of special character. It has absolutely nothing to do with psychedelics. But what I understood in the conversation that I had with this person is that the skill set that she possessed, what she had learned all of these years, was not how to interpret what the cards said or what the horoscope said, but how to take that interpretation and turn it into a message that was helpful to the person that was going to receive it. And there's a huge difference between these two things. And I can give you examples of the opposite. I can give you examples of people I know who went to a tarot reader, and the tarot reader told them that her husband was cheating on them with a woman in a foreign country, that blah, blah, blah. And this was not true. It was not true. And that reader caused humongous harm to this person and this person's marriage. And go figure what she saw in the cards. But for sure, the delivery of that information was incorrect and was harmful. So there's a skill set that has to do with how do you deliver certain intuitions, readings, call it what you will. It doesn't have to be spiritual to work anyway. We all the time have certain notions or ideas, or right, but how those get turned into a message that will help people as opposed to harm them. This is the actual skill that takes years to learn. Not the skill of having the intuitions or reading the cards or or knowing what the symbology means.
And this applies for, even if, during an ayahuasca ceremony, as the facilitator, you have some sort of insight about what must have happened to their great grandmother, or something about their paternal line, or a past life, or something that it can pose harm to the individual, the participant, the client, as a facilitator, to share that with them as though it was like ultimately to share it with them in a way that could constrain their understanding of themselves and their experience.
I mean, the thing is, again, and I go back to the story of the Taita. Like, as a facilitator, how much do you need to tell the person in order for your work to be successful? I mean, I think that the example of the Taita is, it's a brilliant example of sort of ethical work. He definitely saw things in the people that came to him, and he was definitely acting upon these things. But to which degree was it necessary that he shared this information with the participants, and how sure was he that this information was going to be helpful instead of harmful? And so this is just no longer a question of whether it's true, right? And this is again what I get is like this sort of skill set has to do with a very fine understanding of these things. And this doesn't have to do with the it's a very fine understanding of where these things can become far harmful. Other times, these things are indeed very helpful, right? So, we will see again and again, and, I think you will remember from a course that, we get asked lots of questions, and very often the answer is, it depends. There's no, one size fits all, cookie cutter, perfect solution for everything. No, the same thing can be helpful or harmful depending on the circumstances. And one cannot make these sort of clear cuts. And the ability to discern this is indeed the art of the work of the, of what facilitators learn. It's not how to measure the dose and distribute this and sing some songs, but which also is part of the work. But it's this thing, it's again, there's one part that is technical, like I saw with the card reader, about laying the cards and knowing what each card means. And there's one part that is sort of like experiential and that is learned. And is that now, how does this information that you receive be put to best use to help the person instead of to harm them?